Do you want creamy homemade ice cream with absolutely no fuss? I'm going to show you my easy method now and 5 different ways to use that. It's great if you're using frozen fruit, fresh fruit, or even tinned fruit. Stick around also for my chocolate recipe, which will be at the end. This is a brilliant one if you're looking to sneak more fruit and whole foods into your day under the delicious guise of ice cream. I'm showing you my easy 5-step method and walking you through how I apply it to 5 different flavors. These are all made with my Ninja Creami Deluxe, but the method will work just as well with the standard model. The tools you'll need are a blender. High powered is ideal, but a good stick blender works too and gives you less washing up. I use my Vitamix as it blitzes everything really easily, especially if you're using cashews for extra creaminess. Of course, you need a Ninja Creami or a Creami Deluxe. You'll also need a container. I like to have a few extra containers. You do get a couple with the machine, but trust me, you'll want more. I like having several flavors on the go in the freezer. Just make sure you only fill to the freeze fill line. It's the law of the 2 marks on the tub. You can go a bit over, but try to stay below if you can. Before I dive into the ingredients, here's a quick overview of my 5-step process. This is what I use for every creamy recipe I make. Once you've seen this in action, you can re-watch these steps anytime until you're doing it without thinking. Step 1. Add to your container 1.5 to 2 cups of fresh fruit, sweetener of choice, a teaspoon of arrowroot powder, and top it up with plant milk to the freeze fill line. Step 2. Blend and taste. Blend it until it's smooth, taste it and adjust it, and then blend again if needed. Step 3. Freeze. Pour the mix back into the container, seal it and label it, and then freeze it flat for at least 24 hours. Step 4. Spin. Run the container under hot water or leave it out for about 5 minutes. Flatten the top and then spin it using the light ice cream or ice cream setting. Flatten it again with the spoon and then respin it. If it's still crumbly, flatten it again or add a splash of plant milk and respin. Step 5. Scoop, top and enjoy. Scoop and serve with your favorite toppings. I'll share a few serving tips at the end that will really make a difference. The full recipe and method are in the description. Right now, let's look at the full set of ingredients I'm using across all 5 flavors so you can see how flexible this is. Tinned pineapple, maple syrup, frozen blueberries, frozen mango, pitted dates. I usually use medjool, but these cheap ones do the job great. Just make sure that you check for stones. Unsweetened soy milk, raw cashews, arrowroot powder, vanilla extract works fine too, cacao powder, a few very ripe bananas. They were used in the vanilla recipe and also the mango. They're delicious, but does make it a bit brown in color. Step 1. Prepping the mixes. Here's how to prep the base. I'll walk you through the vanilla recipe. 2 spotty bananas, vanilla powder, about a teaspoon, soy milk, 4 pitted dates, or 2 to 3 medjool, a teaspoon of arrowroot powder, a tablespoon of maple syrup. In hindsight, I'd skip this until tasting the blend. Topping up with the plant milk is the last step and filling it to the freeze line. Then cover it and set it aside. Step 1. Pineapple. I'll go quicker now as you know the drill. Whole tin of pineapple with the natural fruit juice included. Taste a chunk as you prepare its research. Dates, arrowroot powder, maple syrup, soy milk to the freeze line. Step 1. Mango. Frozen mango, maple syrup, dates, arrowroot, vanilla, a bit of leftover banana, soy milk to the freeze line, lid on and set aside. Step 1. Blueberry. Frozen blueberries, plant-based yogurt for a bit of a froyo feel, dates, arrowroot, vanilla, soy milk, yogurt on top, done and set aside. Step 1. Chocolate. 1 ripe spotty banana, handful of cashews, 2 tablespoons of cacao powder, dates, arrowroot, maple syrup, vanilla, soy milk to the top, done. Step 2. Blending. We're now going to blend each one, starting with the lightest color and ending with the chocolate to avoid having to clean in between blends. Blend for 30 to 60 seconds on high speed. Taste each mix before you freeze it. It should be slightly sweeter than you want the final ice cream to be. Add a touch more sweetener or fruit or other flavorings as needed, and just keep an eye on the volume. You might then need to reblend. Once you're happy with the taste, pour it back into the tub and move on to freezing. Step 3. Freezing. As you've been going with the blending, you've been pouring each mix back into its own container. Now just label it clearly. You might even want to keep a little log of what worked best for you. Pop the lids on firmly. They should click a bit when they're fully sealed. Freeze it flat and upright for at least 24 hours. Step 4. Spinning in the Ninja Creami. I'm demoing this using the pineapple one, and it's been in the freezer for just over 24 hours. You can either let it sit out at room temperature for about 5 to 10 minutes, or if you're like me and you're doing it by the seat of your pants, you'll run it under the warm or hot tap for about 30 to 60 seconds, making sure that you keep turning the container as you're doing that. Then remove the lid and just use a spoon to scrape down any frozen mound that might have appeared in the center to make sure that you've got a flat top, and just press down the excess into the edges. Load and lock your container in your Ninja Creami, then choose your setting. Light ice cream for milkier bases, or ice cream for richer and more traditional bases like cream. Spin it once. If it's still crumbly, and if needed, and I always need to, flatten it again with the back of the spoon and then respin on the same setting that you used the first time. If it's still crumbly after that second spin, try flattening and respinning again, or you might want to add a small splash of plant milk before respinning. Step 5, serving. You'd think this would be the easy bit, but there are a few tips worth knowing. I never use the add-in setting. I've learned my lesson with that one. If you want to refreeze any leftovers, I just find that those add-in chunks become a bit chaotic in the respin. They break up into smaller parts and it changes the overall texture of the ice cream, and I tend not to like that. My favorite toppings are drizzling with peanut butter. If you use 100% peanut butter, you'll find that it drizzles better. Pumpkin seeds, a chopped medjool date, a bit more maple syrup. For us, 1 tub is perfect for 3 people for 1 generous scoop each after dinner. If you have got leftovers, flatten it with the back of the spoon and refreeze. Then just go back to step 4 next time and spin it again. While I'm showing you some scooping and topping shots, here's a little recap of top tips. After blending, make sure that you taste before freezing and go a touch sweeter than you think's needed. Label clearly. It's hard to tell what it is once it's frozen, especially if it ends up in your freezer for a couple of weeks. Blend light to dark to save on washing up in between blends. I've tried a few different add-ins to reduce ice crystals, and I find arrowroot to be the best. It gives a creamier texture. If your ice cream's still crumbly, add a splash of plant milk before you respin. Try swapping out milk for other ingredients like coconut milk or yogurt for a different feel or extra indulgence. Most of all, experiment and enjoy. This method is really flexible. Are you thinking about buying a Ninja Creami Deluxe? Let me know in the comments if you'd find a proper review video helpful. Have a bash and let me know how you get on. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed that, please check out another of my videos.